Not all businesses are feeling the pandemic squeeze. Video game companies, e-commerce sites and online messaging systems are thriving right now. Here's what you need to know to get up to speed and on with your day. You can also get 5 things you need to know today delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up here. More than 40 states are at least partially reopened now, but Americans are still divided by uncertainty and confusion. The Trump administration has opted to ignore the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's lengthy set of recommendations for reopening America, which lays out more detailed suggestions than White House guidelines shared last month. Even then, health experts warn no state meets all the White House criteria for reopening. While some consider wearing masks to be essential pandemic etiquette and, in some public places, they're required by law, others are lashing out at the practice. A Family Dollar security guard was shot and killed in Michigan after asking a woman to wear a mask, officials say, and there are several other reports of people being threatened or assaulted for asking others to do so. Meanwhile, nurses gathered yesterday in front of the White House to protest a lack of personal equipment that puts them and vulnerable patients at risk. The latest job numbers are coming in, and they're as bad as expected. About 1 in 5 American workers has filed for first-time unemployment benefits since coronavirus lockdown measures began in mid-March. That translates to 33.5 million Americans who have been furloughed or laid off. However, the weekly tally of people filing initial claims has now dropped for 5 weeks in a row. So, even though the numbers are still staggeringly high, economists say the downward trend is a good sign that, well, things at least aren't getting worse. China is also seeing record jobless numbers. The official tally shows 27 million people are out of work there, but experts warn government figures are probably understating things. The actual total could be as high as 80 million people, nearly 10% of China's total workforce. New data shows black people in the UK are 4 times more likely to die from COVID-19 than white people, and other ethnic groups are also at an increased risk. Things are even worse for black women, who are 3 times more likely to die than white women, with a similar split among men. The report also found people of Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian and mixed ethnicities had a statistically significant raised risk of death. This mirrors findings in the U.S., where African Americans have died from COVID-19 at a disproportionately high rate. For instance, in Chicago, 72% of people who died were black, officials said in April, despite African Americans only making up 30% of the city's population. A similar disparity was found in Louisiana. The Justice Department is dropping the criminal case against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.